It's time for Hyperpole for the 2023 Le Mans 24-hour. A crucial session awaits us as well. 8 cars from each of the group, making 24 in total, progress. And now, in just a 30-minute session, we'll find out who will line up on pole position for the 91st running of the Le Mans 24-hour event. My laptop has just switched off. That's a great sign of things to come as well. So we've lost Jess. But while we try and get it back, let's go over to race control. Full course yellow has actually come in now as well. So don't know why that little thing's back on. But either way, let's go over to the race control. We're underway in about 8 minutes' time.
Compared to last year.
Yeah, absolutely right. And, you know, Martin, how many years for you here?
40th anniversary of my first trip to Le Mans.
28 for me as both a fan and as a journalist and a broadcaster combined. It's not quite that, but a good number for you, I'm sure, too, Ants.
Well, 2003 was the first visit here to Le Mans.
I've noticed anything like it in terms of the numbers of people here this early this week and a test day.
Yeah.
The stands are getting to be full and getting more packed. Here is the circuit.
Yep, this is the track they'll be tackling here, broken down into your 3 sectors. You see where they'll be drifting out from the pit lane, through the first corner, Dunlop curve, and then the Dunlop chicane, a fiddly left-right, goes up and over the brow and under the Dunlop bridge, through the Forest S. There before the very tight right-hander at turn 14, Mulsanne corner itself. And then Indianapolis, another essential part of the lap to get right in qualifying. The Porsche curves follow on from that one. The highest speed corners on the track, and one where you really need to rely on the aerodynamic capabilities of the car. Here are the 4 tyres that we have this weekend. The wet tyre obviously on the left-hand side. We might be seeing that at the start of the race, but not today in qualifying, of course. You've got the 3 other compounds, the soft, medium and hard, beautifully marked now. So
Okay, looks like we've lost the world feed as we look at the NLP2 tyre information. It goes to wet is the blue colour, the medium, the normal slick tyre is in the traditional Goodyear yellow as well. We've lost complete access up here to our commentary equipment. Like, I think everyone's having a failure. The timing screens have reset themselves, and I think it's tripped everybody's systems, which is never good, always worrying. In fact, mega worrying. Session away in 4 minutes' time. Eurosport have gone for an ad break. Always a nice thing for them to do without telling us. And we've got no access to Radio Le Mans without everything going a bit wrong. And fingers crossed we might get that actually in a second. So we can talk to them. But this is turning out to be a baptism of fire going into qualifying. Well, isn't it always, to be fair? Baptism of fire. I've never known a normal weekend come through. Right, Radio Le Mans is doing their instruction as well. Well, this always goes well. Okay, so everything's crashed. Ha! That's what we like to hear. Everything's gone wrong. Everything's gone off. So, Hyperpole is about to get underway. It's a 30-minute session. Let's go over to Radio Le Mans. I don't believe it. We've lost them now as well. Everybody's systems have gone down. It's not even us that's gone. Our systems have had a failure. Their systems have gone completely kaput as well. So, well, has anybody got any advice on how we're going to fix this and how to sort it? Well, please, answers on a postcard. Great start to the session. I knew we went on air a bit too early as well. Oh, and I'm not even logged in on my laptop to Google Chrome. So, we're having a good day. How's everybody doing in the YouTube chat? Do let us know, because it can't be a worse a day than what we're experiencing right now up here in the comms box. The session underway in 4 minutes' time. A bit of a challenge to see, are we going to get that operational before we go on as well? Because I can't do anything right now. Physically, this second, I am literally standing in the comment box holding a microphone. I cannot do a single thing until we get Radio Le Mans back, which I'm being told it is back now.
For the honour of coming to the Tricolour first on Saturday at 4 o'clock. It doesn't get you the headlines at 4 o'clock on Sunday, but you'll be famous for a couple of nights. Hello there, I'm John Hindorf. Alongside me in the Haggerty Global Broadcast Centre is Johnny Morlam, and we are ready for Hyperpole. Only 3 classes this year, so it's instead of being 6 cars from 4 classes, it is 8 cars from 3. Yeah, you've done the arithmetic already, haven't you? Beat you to it. Johnny's just counting. Oh, he's took his shoes and socks off now to get to 24 cars. 24 cars are lined up on the pit lane for a 30-minute shootout. They will all go out together. The track temperature is looking pretty good. Before it gets underway, I've got a couple of big shout-outs to do. Hello to Chris, Jim, Tony, Pete and Jeff. The first 4 regulars here. Pete and Jeff are first-timers, and Jeff has come all the way from Oz for the race. Friends of Kerry Cobb, who is mixing back in London as our producer. And Chris, I know, listens to us an awful lot here on Radio Le Mans, Haggerty Radio Le Mans. And also, I did promise yesterday on a tweet that we would do a shout out for everybody who is listening to 91.2 FM Haggerty Radio Le Mans around the circuit. So wherever you are now, if you're sitting down, stand up and wave your arms and make some noise after I count you down from 5, and see just how many members of the collective are around you, perhaps not in plain sight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Collective, go wild for the Hyperpole!
I think we should
to start Hyperpole.
I think we should very quickly go through all the drivers who are actually going out to qualify. Do you want me to do that for you, John?
I can do that. Actually, Jim Moore, I'll rattle through them.
Go on, you go for it.
In Hyperpole, in number order for the hypercars, Earl Bamber, the Kiwi, takes out the number 2 Cadillac racing car. Seb Bourdais will take out the number 3.
Okay, can we Alpha 12 2, Alpha 12 2, and go Bravo 11 4.
Under 30 seconds to start Hyperpole.
That was Mike Conway's engineer. Dan Cameron is in the number 5 Porsche Penske Motorsport. The 2 Toyotas are Mike Conway in the 7, Seb Buemi in the 8th. Antonio Fuoco and Alessandro Perguidi are in the 2 Ferraris.
9,
and
8,
Felipe Nasser
7,
is
6,
in the
5,
number 75.
4, 3,
and when
2,
we go green, we'll
1.
check the weather and come back.
Hyperpole has started.
And we are underway for Hyperpole, a 30-minute session to decide the front-running grid here for the 2023 series. The 91st edition of this great championship can now get underway, and everybody super duper excited to see what this one's going to bring as well. There's an anticipation in the air as well. Hello, it says to dissimulate. I'm good, been here waiting since the last stream ended, and of course everything crashed because, well, it wouldn't be the 2033 Le Mans without crashing. Yeah, exactly. Fingers crossed it's coming back shortly. Literally, the whole laptop and all our monitors just went bang, off, nothing, all gone. So we'll get Jess back shortly. Fingers crossed everything's going to be working well, and the Le Mans 24-hour race can get underway. Who's going to be this qualifying? Who's going to take pole position? Are the Ferraris the true source of pace? It's going to be quite exciting to see. Well, fingers crossed, I can now return, because it should be working, and apart from the fact that they can't see, they're just seeing me. Hello, everyone. There we go. So, all back. Hopefully, Jess and Josh and Omi in the round can hear the track noise and can hear me. Hello, can you hear me okay, clearly?
Yep. Mute, Jess.
Fantastic. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me normally with the track noise as well?
Yeah.
I can hear the track noise a little bit.
That's good then. And you can hear me normally?
Yes.
Fab. Okay.
Hey.
Okay, let's go from there because I've no idea what's happened to the systems. Literally, they just all went dead coming into it. Let's take off the procession and trying to get Jess back in. Hello, Jess. Sorry about that, everyone. Jess is back with us. Well, Le Mans time, Jess. 24 hours, and now it's time to see who's going to be on pole position. Big question is, are Ferrari actually going to do it? Because they were fastest in the qualifying yesterday. They took practice earlier, and they're trying to defeat the big ones, the two Toyotas.
That will be a bit of a shock to the system, I think, and I really do hope that they do, because it will definitely spice things up in terms of like the hypercars, because obviously with the hypercars in the past, there's only been a few in that class, but now we have quite a lot more choice. It's just great to see that Ferrari can actually build a car that can possibly win, but we obviously don't know what it's going to be like in the race. Qualifying and the race may be different things, but you know, I really do hope the Ferraris do well as well, and GTEs are looking quite close as well in both the AM and the Pro class as well, so I want to see how well they do as well.
So they're just coming through. 30 minutes is not going to be long enough in order to have red flag stoppages. This clock will stop if we get a stoppage period, but what they don't want, just of course, is yellow flags, impediments, and especially slow zones. All that won't put out the red flag and stop the session, so they've got to have a super clean 30 minutes, which is something we had for the first hour. Then in practice, then the last 2 hours was just an absolute mess with cars stopping, crashing throughout galore as well. So how much are we going to see the LMP sort of in a bit of a battle and impeding everybody? It's going to be a bit tricky because everyone's out there together, which isn't the case for a normal qualifying. It's sort of Le Mans gets special treatment with Hyperpole. They all go out at the same times, whereas usually we have a hypercar, then an LMP2, then a GT pole. It's all changed and everyone hates it.
I don't get why they haven't separated it. I remember, I think it was last year they separated it, and I think it was a lot better, because I think it was like more we get to see it more like competitive, like more of a competitive nature, and it's not just like all cars everywhere. They're not gonna lap each other and stuff like that in that respect, but now it's just like we're gonna get like what we saw in Spain practice in Formula 1, like more impeding, which is not nice. We could get some penalties, but we got Brendan Hartley in the car for the number 8, which tends to go well at Le Mans, so with the number 7 as well. But I think one of my favourite Le Mans corners is the Porsche curves. I absolutely love that corner for some reason, but it's brilliant. And obviously you've got the Dunlop curb as well, the Mulsanne straight, which is probably one of the longest straights in Le Mans history. But yeah, the Porsche curves are my favourite corners in Le Mans history. So yeah.
This little chicane coming up now, the back of the Michelin chicane down towards the famous Mulsanne corner. 7, I think, was the limit we had in around about 20 minutes. And then I think Josh, who's down in the pit lane, every single yellow flag that came out in the last session was down at the Mulsanne corner. Everyone was locking up, going straight on, causing issues. It's a bit ridiculous, isn't it? Hello, Josh. And first of all, I know, no cheer yet. I know.
Don't remind me of it.
Oh wait! I thought you got it.
No.
I thought it was delivered today.
Long story, very long story.
Hasn't arrived yet.
I'll go over it after the broadcast if you're still here.
Yeah. Tell me after the broadcast, Josh.
Anyway, Brendan Hartley in the number 8 normally does well, unless if Megan's around in the commentary box.
Yeah, she's ill, so that's even better.
Yeah,
she's
Megan
not here.
And Brendan Hartley don't go well together, but yeah, a lot of the majority of the red flags was down at Marshall Point 20, which is turn 17, which is the Mulsanne curve. But we ended the free practice 3 earlier on today with one car stopped on the Mulsanne Straight before the Daytona chicane. One car stopped at the Daytona chicane. And one car stopped after the Daytona chicane, but before the Michelin chicane.
Wow.
And
so that ended a full course yellow.
And surprisingly, go on.
Has anyone caused any slow zones at Indianapolis? Because that tends to cause issues sometimes, some years.
There was someone who went off and brought out the yellow flag in Indianapolis, wasn't there, Josh, in the previous session?
Yesterday
but it was local.
We did have one slow zone. One car lost it on the exit of Indianapolis, went into the outside wall.
I think, wasn't it the WRT 31 squad that went into the wall, and the Alpine did it as well. First lap time on the board, though, is Brendan Hartley in the Toyota. It's a 3:26.294. I don't expect that to be the top for long, because we've got Ferrari 51, AF Corsa with Pierre Guidi at the wheel, who has taken the top with a 3:23.897, but then the P2 has gone the 50 hypercar, 3:24.198. So already they're ahead, but Toyotas, I think, Jess, are just slowly building up to get everything going and getting into the swing of things like we saw them do in practice 2 last night.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get live timings on my screen, and I know there was problems yesterday, so hopefully we won't have any problems today.
Fingers crossed, it seems to be okay. Oh no, timing system's degraded.
I've got that as well.
Now, sometimes that means it just freezes for a second and we still keep something reconnected again. That's great news. Oh no, it's gone again. No data at all. You can probably see it interfering.
How do I refresh data? Do I just go off and go on again?
Yeah, just go off and go on. It comes back up. Now, here comes the 33 for the Corvette Racing and the GTE Pro Class across it. GTM Class, I should say. Across it, Ben Keating at the wheel and does a 3:53.589. The Kessel Racing 57 Ferrari briefly went second in class, but that's replaced by the Richard Mille AF, and now ORT by TF goes into second in class. GMB Motorsport go third, and the 54 Ferrari, of course, goes second. Front row in GTE AM as well. Corvette looking good out of the 24, so it's actually one of the only sessions of the year and the weekend here at Le Mans where everybody watching is pretty much in the same instance, because this timing tower shows only 24 cars at a time, and in this session there's only 24 cars for the 24-hour Le Mans, so it shows everybody in the same instance. So in terms of hypercar right now, it is well, we haven't seen the Porsches come out yet. Cadillac, Porsche, AF Corsa and Porsche Penske haven't come out yet on the screen, but
no,
it's actually the LMP2 PA car that is topping the second division here. So Nielsen Racing, Ben Hanley at the wheel. He's done a 3:34.406 time. Look at Pierre Guidi. He's up by a tenth in his own time. Fruco is up as well by 0.2 of a second, 0.282. So getting faster and faster as they come into it. Hopefully as well. I know we haven't put out anything on our Twitter at the moment, but that's because I've lost access to Twitter. And we'll have all the... Yeah, I know. If you can get it, put it on JB Motorsports Twitter, yes. At JB Motorsports YT on Twitter. I need to find the password again.
I have access as well, so I could tweet like tomorrow or something, or during free practice 4.
Yes, thank you very much. Because we haven't been able to... the Google Chrome's kicked me out of all the links as well, so I can't get it back in.
Chrome's an absolute nightmare this week, or the last few weeks.
It needs an update, but it hasn't updated, unfortunately. So, Hypercar is coming up as well at the moment, because we've got Ferrari 51 to the 50, the 7 and 8 Toyotas. The 8 Toyota goes third, so that is Kamui Kobayashi been beaten by Brendan Hartley. And the 51 Ferrari, of course, is coming to the pit lane. Can the 50 take provisional pole at Le Mans? Answer, come there, no! 8 thousandths of a second!
Wow.
At Le Mans, 8 thousandths of a second, the biggest track of the year, 13.6257 miles, and it's like, you can't even get that sorted. It is 7 thousandths. Floris Suarez, hello Floris, who's down at PSG as well. My guy Joshua and Jess, hello. Nice to see you back. I can't wait for some F2 races with you next year as well, coming into it. Jolter go top in the LMP2 field as well. That is the new fastest time. So IDEX Sport go fastest. So that is the Paul-Loup Chatin as well. Has done a 3:33.879. Nielsen Racing go P2 in the P8 class. You can see it interfering on our timing screens. GT Am has got the Corvette Racing top with the 33 as well. The 54 AF Corsa close in behind. But Ferrari are top at the moment. They're only 8 thousandths of a second. And that's Toyota's gambit, 3:24, Jess. So Ferrari might be going all out just to try and beat Toyota to get glory going into the race. But over the distance, I think Toyota have got more experience of a 24-hour hypercar race.
They do, which means I think the race experience definitely could come into it. Like, you can qualify well, but where the points are scored is the race, because it's not just like Le Mans in general, it's also about the WEC Championship as well, because points do count towards that as well. So if they have a bad race here, that can have huge implications for that championship. We got the Manufacturers Championship is Toyota leading on 90 points, Ferrari on 57, and Porsche on 42. So if Toyota do rubbish and Ferrari do good, that could help Ferrari close the gap to Toyota. But at the moment, Toyota is leading the Manufacturers Championship. LMP2 is United Autosports, number 22 car, 66 points. Team WRT, they're not doing very well, are they, in qualifying? But they're second in the championship, 58 points, number 41. And the number 23 United Autosports car, third place, on 45 points.
Sebastian Buemi is coming out of the Mulsanne corner down past the golf course section of the circuit towards Indianapolis and Arnage as well, and he is down by 4 seconds. So that Cadillac Racing can only manage 4th place at the moment, but it has split the two Toyotas. Number 7 Toyota running 3rd, the number 8 Toyota running in 5th. Their bad season continuing, leading the GT Am class at the moment for pole position. It's the 33 Corvette Racing with Ben Keating at the wheel. Now, a reminder about Hyperpole. Bronze drivers only are allowed to run in the GT Am class as well. So everybody running is a bronze driver, and then everybody running in LMP2 and LMP Hypercar, that is all down to team preference as to who they want to put in, apart from the Nielsen Racing, which have got Ben Hanley at the wheel, which is their pro driver, with the AF course coming in as well. So that is there from Ben Hanley in the 14 squad.
What's the difference between bronze and what? That's the one bit I don't get.
Bronze is basically your rookie, who first year of the championship. Silver is anyone who's done a Le Mans before and has taken victories, and your gold is race winners, championship winners, that sort of thing. Platinum driver is someone who's raced in Formula 1, who's got a world championship, multiple race wins as well, and has run Le Mans several times. So that's the difference between the levels. Like Jenson Button in the invitation car, or the innovative car, it's really hard to pronounce that on commentary. He's the platinum driver. Rockefeller's sort of a gold driver. Jimmy Johnson's a bronze driver because he's only done, I don't think he's ever done Le Mans before, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No. On Tom's notes, which another thing that I laughed at and giggled at is with the GTE Am, you had the GT3 but on some kind of illegal substance.
Yeah, I just saw that.
But below that, a bronze driver is someone who is basically an amateur, and then Tom added in brackets, a gentleman driver, if you will.
The gentleman driver's coming into it as well. Sasha starts looking great. Just been told, by the way, on our JB Motorsports Twitter account, that's at JB Motorsports YT, we've just been followed by somebody. Would you like to know who that person is who's now following us?
Flores.
No, it's Tim Coronel, who follows everybody.
Oh, not him.
Had to happen eventually, didn't it? So yes, Tim Coronel is following us and might be watching. Hello, Tim, if you are watching. But they follow every. I think they've got like their account is just like a massive bot, and they just follow everybody. I wonder why they do that. I wonder why. I'd love to sit Tim and Tom down and actually ask, why do you do all this social media? Why do you follow everybody? I'd love to know. Is it to get the name out there? Is it to attract fans? I'd love to know. So if they are watching, by any chance, throw us a message. I want a sit-down interview and have a chat with you as to what is going on. Ben Keating across the line, lost 4/10 on that last lap, but he is still top in the 33 Corvette. Now we're looking at the number 21, Ferrari AF Corsa, with Piquet at the wheel coming through out of the last corner. This fantastic pure red Ferrari out of the last corner. Down a little bit across the times, goes up to 4th position with a 1.615 off the times, but that is Ferrari in the GTM class. A total of, hang on a minute, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the running order. As we take a look, you're seeing the complete times, by the way, with the innovative class of the Hendrick Motorsports not needing to take part in this Hyperpole session because they're the only one who have got A, a guaranteed start in the race, and B, only one in their league. So they've already got the pole position for their class, which is what it's really annoying to be registered as.
But where are they going to start, though?
I think at the back. I think they're going to start at the back, but they actually out-qualified several of the GTM cars, so they might.
That's what I mean. They should start ahead of the GTM people that they've.
Yeah, because it was
beaten.
quicker.
That's my opinion. But hey,
it was quicker than the GTM car, that 24 Hendrick Motorsports. So I hope they start it ahead of the GT cars. Otherwise, that's just asking for trouble. But the 24 car has to pit more times than the LMP. GTM cars as well. Andre Visser, hello Andre, says Tim is better in the dust down on racetrack. Well, that's all.
Yeah.
Look at that, Pierre Greed is up by only 60 thousandths of a second as well, so that's 600th faster as he's in the 51 Ferrari. I hope Ferrari can get pole position here. I really do, because I think it would be a good news story for them after the miserable year they've had in Formula 1 and the difficult start they've had. Yeah, and Omi as well. Yeah, I thought Omi might say that. And Omi, the difficult start they've had to WEC as well. But Ferrari are sort of the embarrassment name of motorsport at the moment, and that's no place for Ferrari to be. So they grab Le Mans pole, suddenly all the history comes flooding back, and everyone goes, oh wow, the greatest team ever. So as a Ferrari fan, Omi, down there in the pit lane, what's your take on all this?
Oh, I really just want a Ferrari win. Simple. Simple as that. Ferrari win, Ferrari pole. I just want to be happy and finally celebrate a Ferrari win.
What can I ask? What happens if you stay up for the whole 24 hours, Ferrari are on pole position, and then they don't win the race? And then what would your reaction be?
He'll probably go to sleep.
Yeah.
I can just pretty much tell how the race is going, unless Alex Jakes is on commentary for doing the night shift, which he's not actually. Yeah, I'll probably just go.
Is
to
it
sleep
Anthony Davison's one of the commentators?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tim Coronel has.
The word.
Tim Coronel.
Yeah, he mentioned the word. Yeah.
Cross the line comes Per Guidi first of all. There, does he improve on his lap time? Oh, he does by 4/10 in the last sector. 3:23.478 then. So the 51 AF Corsa now goes 4/10 of a second ahead of the other car, which is great news. Tim Coronel has just liked the Le Mans watch-along tweet. So Tim, if you are watching, give us a message on that. Hello. Give us a message on the YouTube, on the Twitter, because I would really love a sit-down interview with you, because I want to know everything about all the social media and following people. I want to know it. So if you are watching, because I know just the viewers spiked up a bit, drop us a message. Love to have a talk with you coming into it, as we now see as well. The second place 50 Ferrari, of course, with Fuko at the wheel, is up in the first sector by 0.3 of a second. Now we're looking at the number 5 Porsche Penske Motorsport as well, with Mako Wickenough as well in the, and he's 0.3 down actually just in that sector. So not looking great here for Porsche on their big return, but they are racing for charity, of course, this weekend. The Porsche Penskes, and I think it's nice to have them here. And Roger Penske's, that sun's blinding coming out of the course as well. It's going to be a bit hard, but I'd love the Porsches to be back 100% of the time. I think that'd be fantastic. Fulco's up by second in the middle sector, by the way.
The pictures are frozen, by the way.
Previous lap was deleted.
It's okay. Fulco's time has just been told he's been deleted as well. So that amazing time that we were just talking about, the 3:23.478, his last lap time, deleted by the stewards for track limits.
All good now.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah, here is, look. And that's on session stats, isn't it? So we need to go to race control messages. There you see, look, Poyagidi in 2019, lap time deleted for Marshall point 33 extraction. That is coming out of the Porsche curves. So he's gone wide there, and the stewards have said, no, that's enough, you're going to have it deleted. So Fulco is now only 8,000s off the pace of him still. Still one of the closest Le Mans pole positions I've ever seen. 8,000s between them. Porsche, Penske, Motorsport coming through karting curve down towards the Ford chicane and is pushing hard. Top Secret Man says, what are the Porsches doing? No idea. They are so slow at the moment in the middle sectors. They're 5/10s down. James Head says, evening Jess, Josh and everyone else. Loving the coverage. Pleasure to have you here. And Antonio says, happy face as well. And checkered flag, sunshine, checkered flag, sunset. Coming across the line then. Sees the Porsche Penske number 5 and that jumps into 4th in class. But the 50 Ferrari, Jess, is coming on the last couple of corners and should go P1. Needs to go P1 across the line.
Wow. Pitch is frozen again, but we got a few lap deletions. Car 25 deleted at Marshall point 3, and then car 21 lap time deleted for lap 4 for track limits, Marshall point 6.
We have a new pole sitter, and it is the 50 Ferrari of course of Antonio Frucco. In the Ferrari 499P, it's on a 322.982, so fabulous start there to come into it, so thumbs up, great job. I think everyone's having a few bits of technical problems. IDEC Sport leading in the LMP2 category are up by 0.5 of a second in the last 7 minutes of this qualifying session. Team WRT running 6th in class in LMP2 are up by half a second as well, so it's quite close between them, but IDEC Sport are on the move here with Chatin at the wheel in the 48. The French team with a French driver at the French circuit of Le Mans. Can they take pole position in the LMPs across the line? And is it faster than 333.879? 331, 332 I saw, and it's a 332.923. It's 9.5 tenths of a second faster. IDEC Sport getting a massive round of applause. Well, these times just keep coming down, Jess. I think we're now going to have, what, everyone on a lap time with 2 minutes to go? That's going to be it.
Track evolution, I think, Josh, is going to be the key factor as well. Obviously, it's getting darker at Le Mans as well, so obviously it'll be cooler as well, the track temperatures, so they've got to keep an eye on that. Wind speed, I've noticed since the start of the session, it was about 2.4 kph. It's now, the wind speed has gone down to 1.4.
Massive
so
drop.
I wonder if that will make a difference, but we'll see. Yeah, massive drop. Oh, as I think we've got the Corvette Racing that is coming across the line soon as well. And I think they're 60 at the moment overall, and I'm trying to hook up. They're near the bottom in class, I believe.
And they've shot up to the top.
They're still P1. They're still P1 at the moment.
Got a yellow.
It's hard to tell with the pictures.
Yellow flag was out. We've gone green now, though. It was Marshall point 11. Josh will tell us. Oh, yellow flag is still out, Josh, at Marshall point 11.
Yep. That's Daytona.
We've got a red flag.
Red.
It's the 3. Red flag. The number 3 with Sebastian Bourdais and the Cadillac racing car. It has caught fire. The hypercar's caught fire. Red flag to stop the clock and stop the session. 5:15 is left. And the red flag, and that is, where is that, Josh? That's just after, or is that just after Daytona?
Daytona.
Just after Daytona.
After Daytona.
Daytona's always a curse corner this week, hasn't it, at the moment? It's weird.
So that's the car number. Look, it's properly on fire. I can see it smouldering away as they close it in. Let's take a look. So it's already stopped. Oh, and it bursts into flames. My goodness me!
I hope he got out the car quickly.
I think he did. Yeah.
They're in P3 in overall at the moment. They could drop because they're not going to take part. Are they going to repair their car in FP4? Because the rule is that they've got to. Every driver in that team has got to do some night race running unless there's a technical issue. So
that's true.
Yeah.
Have they done it? So let's take a look.
There is a rule on that.
I know Dixon ran in the night. I know Van der Zan is running the night, and Bourdais is already running the night as well before. So I think they might all. I don't think they all ran it. How to double check back with free practice 2 stats. In fact, while we've got this red flag, because we can, let's go on the interact button, as car 3 has been reported to the stewards for causing a red flag. Let's go back to free practice 2 and take a look at that's the last session that was done at night, and we'll look at the car stats, and we will go to the number 3 Cadillac Racing, and hopefully on your screens we should see, yes, they all ran at... Oh, actually, I don't think they did. Did Van der Zande run at night? That's something we need to take a look at here. Window projection. Yeah, yes.
It says in the rules, drivers have to complete a certain amount of night running as specified by the regulations. Otherwise, they won't be not be allowed to compete. There are some exceptions to this. The FIA are leaning on it if a car is unable to complete night running due to damage in other sessions.
Yeah, they might do that now then, but... If we look at yesterday's practice 2, Sebastian Bourdais ran for 16 minutes, did a 3:30.435, so he was up to speed. Van der Zande did 1 hour, 7 minutes in the car and did a 3:32.38. And Scott Dixon did 5 laps and was in the car for 18 minutes, did a 3:33.001. 33.001. So I think because Bourdais and Dixon have previous experience at Le Mans, they should be fine. Van der Zande, however... might
is
be
a rookie?
Yeah, so might be on a little bit of a thing there as well in terms of what is, I don't want to say possible, but I want to say, you know, like just a possibility he might be okay. But Hyperpole right now with the red flag out on the circuit, the session stats show us our top runners as things currently stand, and it is in Hypercar, the number 50 Ferrari AF Corsa with Antonio Fuoco set the fastest time. We also then have the LMP2 class with the number 48 IDEX Sport running in the field too, as we've got track audio back up side now with us here in the commentary. And the LMGTM has got the 33 Corvette Racing, which I think has also come to a stop, and we've got a massive sort of fire happening now at the back of the circuit. I've just noticed on the Discovery Plus app, and let me tell you something, everyone, that is a quite alarming amount of fire trucks have been needed down there. Red flag out.
I'm having to watch on Discovery Plus at the moment because your pictures keep freezing, so I will have
They're
to
on ads anyway.
Oh, is it?
On Discovery Plus they don't have adverts, so woo.
That is true. That's mega true, yeah. So under the
All
red
cars
flags,
may pick up the pace to come back to the pits.
is that the information from race control?
Yes.
So they need to get back in as well. Let's just take a look at that message, shall we? Up here in the comments box. Yep. So yeah, red flag has come out at precisely the worst time. 5 minutes to go. We are going to have a shootout here as the cars come back into the pit lane. The number 8 comes in as well. So in Hypercar, if we go through the full results here, you're watching them on your screen. It's the 50 AF Corsa, the 51 Ferrari AF Corsa, the 3 Cadillac are stopped on the track causing the red flag. Then it's the 7 Toyota, the 5 Porsche Penske, the 8 Toyota Gazoo Racing, the 2 Cadillac. Then we're into LMP, number 2, with the 48 IDEX Sport, the 41 Team WRT, the 47 Cool Racing, the 14 Nielsen Racing, the 28 Jolter, the 9 Prima Racing, the 10 Vector Sport, the 63 Prima Racing. In the AM category, we've got the 33 Corvette, the 25 ORT by TF, the 54 AF Corsa, and the 21 AF Corsa, the 83 Richard Mille AF Corsa, the 57 Kessel Racing, the 55 GMB Motorsport, the 74 Kessel Racing, and the last Hypercar that has not said time, Felipe Nasr, was on a run. He's 24th overall at the moment in Hypercar as well for the 75 Porsche Penske Motorsport. As we come into it, Toyota now waiting in the pit lane. Sebastian Bourdais is out, Jess, and walking, looking to be okay, but red flag's out. Let's take this time then to catch up with the world feed and see what information they've got with us, because they've got Lou Beckett down in the pits.
Number 2 Cadillac.
Yeah. They can change tyres. Can they not top up with fuel?
No fuel. They cannot refuel in this session at all. That is something that's not allowed, Martin.
Line.
Yeah.
And they feel like, and they were saying good job on this, that fire again. They were saying good job on saving fuel, because they knew that was the best strategy to get them to the front of that queue to minimise the risk of traffic.
Fire all the way to the front of that car, you know.
Yes, well,
That's fluid that's gone, hasn't it?
Yeah, something's in the under tray, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what so often happens in these cases. Something leaks into the under tray and then eventually reaches a hot component, usually the exhaust system, and then woof, the whole thing goes front to back. We can see the flame coming out underneath the car.
We can see flame at the front of the car as well there, just underneath the badge, just a lick of flame. But I think you're right, it's something sloshing around in the under tray.
Well, if the air flows front to back, then of course the fluid can flow in the opposite direction. Well, there's Ben Keating back in the 33 Corvette. You saw Nicky Catsburg and Nico Varoni in the garage. They look fairly happy, as well they might, because again Keating has done a stellar job here, but it is not done. I do think everybody is going to canter out of the pit lane like loonies and try and set another lap.
Well, Paul-Luc Chatin, let's talk about LMP2 for a moment before we get back to any further on-track dramas. Paul-Luc Chatin, 2 fastest laps so far in this session, fending off first the early session challenge from Ben Hanley, who led the session early on, and then fending off a much better run from Louis Delatraz. He currently sits there with a 3:32.923. That's 3/10 quicker than Delatraz in the number 41 Team WRT car. So Edict Sports 48 for the 41 of Team WRT. Crowd are loving it. Cool Racing's 47 with Resha DeGeris. He sits third, a further 3/10 back before Ben Hanley, that early session lead lap, a further half second or so back in fourth. Jota, Prema Racing's number 9, the 10 from Vector Sports, and Prema Racing's number 63 complete the top 8.
So we're just getting ready then for this session to hopefully resume. We're going to have a 5-minute blast around. Josh, that car, that's the Cadillac, look, it's burnt at the back. It had a black livery at the back anyway, but now it's got charred livery. That was just a weird explosion. It looked to me like it was more fuel vapor that exploded, not oil or anything like that, because it would have kept burning. It looked like it was like a burst of fuel vapor. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what it looks like for me as well.
It was too much of a thing we've seen in the touring cars. There's that 360 camera in Race Control that used to be available, and you could watch that on the YouTube channel, but it's disappeared now. And I really want to see that back. I know, because I was going to put the green screen up and have it in the background, the 360 camera, and then we can see Eduardo Freitas as well. So we'll stand in the commentary box and flick Eduardo Freitas' ears.
I mean, I would be able to see the TV, like on my TV setup when I'm sat down. The bottom right-hand corner of my TV is cut out by the monitor. If I had my chair right now, I would be able to see over it.
Well, actually,
I'm fine.
Jess, while we got this time as well, I was very disappointed to read that GT Omega aren't sponsoring us anymore. That's a disappointment.
Yeah, I only found out about it yesterday as well. It's a bit sad, really, but...
Does that mean we have to give the chairs back? Because you're going to have to fight me for it.
I hope. Well, if we have to get the chairs back, I'm paying for mine. I like this chair.
I might do. I will actually. I love it. I can't let it go.
Yeah, I don't mind paying like 160 whatever it was quid for that. I don't mind. I don't mind paying that.
It's such a cute little chair. Love it. Go on. Is that you, Josh?
Does that mean if you guys stopped sponsoring, I used the code at the perfect time?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice.
Literally the perfect time you used it. So 22 radio.
Did it.
We want you to turn off the car, so ignition off, main off, and then remember ignition on when you turn it back on. We don't know how long the delay will be, so turn it on every once in a while and check.
Okay, I'll see if I can.
Does that mean FP4 will be delayed if it's still... Actually, no, it's not on till 9, is it?
No,
Don't worry, scrap that.
They have got the ceremonies to do that we're showing as well. So the awarding of the pole positions and everything, and that takes time, and they do it out on the track as well. So.
Really?
Yeah, Mike, you can pop off if you like, because we'll just leave the radio on to do that. But I think there might be some sort of delay. We will, however, go straight from the qualifying stream into the time for the practice session. You will be automatically redirected after the qualifying session to our next stream because it's on at the same time.
As soon as the checkered flag goes, I'm going to have to dash.
No worries. Tom and Adam are with us later. for the final.
That's good. I only offered to go in Hyperpole because Tom couldn't make it. So
It's all right.
It was meant to be Tom. So.
Yes, Tom's.
You got me.
Aye, better trade.
Yeah, but at least Tom's back at FP4, so yeah, I'm gonna watch it on my TV, most likely.
Do you see what Freitas? He's got what I want. He's got a driver tracker. I want that driver tracker, and we cannot find that driver tracker. We've looked.
It's not on Discovery Plus yet.
Yeah, hopefully it's going to be on. Oh, yeah, race to return.
And we go. It is open.
Go! 5 minutes is go.
We go.
That's a very short recall sign, but away we go for the final 5 minutes of the Hyperpole of the 91st running of the Le Mans 24 Hour. How much slower are hypercars than LMP1? They're faster.
They're way faster.
And Foucault in the pit still. So is Guidi. So they're not going anywhere yet. In fact, the doors are open. Ferrari might be saying, OK, that's it. We're not going to go out again. That'd be a big rookie mistake if that's the case. They've got to get out there and go to push. Can they build up for the car the night session? They could repair it, but with it being so close away, they can still go out for the night session, but it's depending on what happened. Fastest lap, wow, race control. The fastest lap of car 3 will be deleted for causing the red flag. So that is Cadillac Racing losing 3rd position. So Cadillac will not be 3rd. That is a lot. We did get told, however, the session would be restarted on a short course. I thought the point of hypercars was to slow them down. No, the point of hypercars was to have them for a hydrogen power.
It's just popped up on our screen as well. So
yeah, there it goes.
But it's now gone. So he's down 5th place.
Oh blimey! That's put the 2 Toyotas back up there. No, and the Porsches.
The number 5 Porsche is now in 4th, and the number 7 Toyota is in 3rd.
So now this is going to be the toe effect that we need to see and keep on with, as we've got our cameras for the first time down at the chicanes. There's the Ferrari guys coming in. There's the number 8 with, I believe, at the
number
wheel.
7.
So that's going to be Kamui Kobayashi. Brendan Hartley's at the wheel, the other, just behind. And
both ex-F1 drivers.
Yeah, Brendan Hartley, of course, favourite of Megan. For those of you who remember the Brendan Hartley curse. Literally followed her around. First ever lead comment she did was the 3rd practice session of the 2018 or 2018 maybe.
I'm going to watch that back then.
Yeah, just not on the YouTube channel.
Oh, is it not?
No, it was in the days before that. Yeah.
Oh, do you on Facebook?
No, we didn't even do watch times. We just commentated on the sessions. But don't worry, there is a plan.
So you just did it for fun?
Yeah, back then. But the races, we've got the malls, and we've got the ability to put the hard timings back on, so that's where our classic races are coming into it.
Very nice, very nice.
And a few, not all, I'd say like 2 or 3 had ComCam. So we're going to have ComCam for some of them when we get in. And they're all coming out. In fact, I'm doing some, and then a friend of mine, Jack, is doing some. And getting them all ready, and there should be quite a lot of them ready for December, which is going to be our Motorsport December month, which is throwing in with F1s and
throwback December.
Yeah, including MotoGP, some classic MotoGPs as well. So that's all going to be fun, like big title deciding moments. Now the outlap here is about 4 minutes. We'll have a total of about 1 minute 30 for everyone to get across that line. It's longer for the GT cars. So this is literally going to be a 1 lap dash for pole position. This is going to be the most crazy 5 minutes I think we'll ever see. We've got, 1 hour and 20 minutes before the start of the next session. Plenty of time to get everything sorted then. You're watching JB Motorsports. This is the Hyperpole session for the Le Mans 24 Hour, and we are go with Brendan Hartley crossing the line to take over in towards turn number 1. What time's he going to find in the first couple of corners? He's fast. First sector time is at the top of our notch. It should be good. Look, fingers crossed there as well. And everyone in Toyota, 6th place for Brendan Hartley. This is the car, of course, back at the Spa, the Spa 6-hour race in mixed conditions. That started right at the back due to getting caught out, hitting the barriers at the top of Air Rouge and having to start right at the back. Had to force its way past GTM cars, LMP2s as well, and then several of the hypercars Unfortunately, some of them did crash out, but he's 5 tenths down in the first sector. Kobayashi's 3 tenths down. Ferrari, who have decided to stay in the pit lane, might just have their celebration. They're watching on with bated breath. Just Ferrari might have a pole position this year across any class. It might be their first.
I think Omi is going to be relieved if that's going to be the case, but I'm not going to say anything right now because things could all change. So, you know, but Toyota doesn't have any fast sectors right now at the moment, so Ferrari are looking good. The fastest first sector belongs to the number 50 Ferrari and sector 2 as well. Best sector 3 belongs to the number 51 Ferrari. They're still down.
Wow, this is bad.
The Toyotas.
This is really bad for them. Checker flags out.
What about the Porsche?
Porsche are looking okay. For IDEC are actually improving, but they're in the pit lane. So they have red on your timing screens for everyone's in the pit lane, by the way. So Toyota's looking at Cadillac's in there. That Porsche Hypercar in the first sector jerseys of 32.025. The number 75 with Felipe Nasr at the wheel. He's down by 4 tenths of a second. Ferrari might have this one. The 5 has decided not to go out again. The 3 can't. So we need to look out for the 7 Toyota, the 8 Toyota, the 2 Cadillac, and the 75 Penske, but I don't think any of them are going to get near the time, unless it's a really... Look at that, Hartley's 1.1 seconds off the pace. Kobayashi's 9 tenths off the pace. I don't know how much fuel those Ferraris are running. Maybe that's why they haven't gone back out. They're on an ultra low fuel load, because you can't refuel, but they are so off.
A lot of track limit deletions.
Oh yeah, that's Viscal, Ben Viscal. That time deleted for Marshall Point 6. That's coming up at the top of Tete Rouge as well. So
car 57 and car 10 also lap time deleted. Car 10 Marshall Point 6, car 57 Marshall Point 4.
That's Gabriel Aubrey as well, is having his lap time deleted, and I believe Shiki Kumbar has had his lap time deleted in the 57, as you said, Jess. So they're going to be finding that one. Hartley's 1.6 seconds down. Ferrari might have their first overall pole position at Le Mans since the 1960s. A super long time. That's before even we had the Hypercar or LMP1 or LMP2 or LMP3. That was back in the good old days when Le Mans was just about the GT racing as well. They never won again since they were defeated in Le Mans 66-65 was their last ever victory at Le Mans, and they might just have a pole position. 3:22.982 is the pole time. Hartley in the number 8 Toyota won't get anywhere near that. In fact, he only improves to 3rd ahead of Kobayashi. Here is Kobayashi across the line to take the checker flag, and he goes up to 3rd. Toyota are defeated. Ferrari are ecstatic. They have their first overall pole at Le Mans 24 hours since the 1965 event. Ferrari are back. Felipe Nasr puts it up to 5th, gets ahead of Earl Bamber as well in the number 2. Sebastian Bourdais falls back to 8th. It's IDEC Sport who have pole position. LMP2, or is it? Because the 28 Jolter is up by 10 thousandths in the second sector. Cross the line. Doesn't improve. Only to 2nd. 2 tenths down. So it is going for IDEC Sport to have pole position LMP2. But the battle is still on in GTM because of 33 Corvette. Ben Keating, 129.091 in that first sector, but nobody else is improving. 131 for the 25 ORT boys, 130 for the Ferraris, 129.8. It's all done. I believe we've got Ben Keating on pole with the 33 for Chevy Corvette. He's 4 tenths faster to just destroy them.
No one else can improve, so Ben Keating will be on pole in the LMGTE class.
So it's a 3:53.092. Is he going to have any say to that? Ferrari are amazingly quick. Out of the last corner, the GTM category for pole position goes to Ben Keating in the 33 Corvette Racing with a 3-minute 52.376, 7 tenths faster.
He even goes faster. Jeez.
So it's 50 Hypercar hydrogen powered Ferrari, of course, are on pole in a Hypercar. LMP2 sees the 48 IDEC and GTEM sees the 33 Corvette Racing. But Ferrari can rejoice. Their first major pole in Le Mans since the 1960s. They have come here to shine. After misery at Spa, it's ecstatic at Le Mans. What a session, Jess. Ferrari have done it with the 1-2.
They've come here to win, I think it looks like, and that's going to give them some confidence going into the main race on Saturday, but they still got the final few practice sessions to go, so they can't afford to become complacent just yet as well. And the top in each class, I believe, will be going to scrutineering. There's a few other cars as well. So it's the 50, the 48 and the 33, and then we also got the 7, 75 and 28 that's also been going for scrutineering. Is it random?
Must be for all scrutineering checks. Omi, go on then. As a Ferrari fan, how are you experiencing that?
The Ferrari flag is back on the wall. There we go.
Ferrari flag is back.
Yes, and Josh and Jess, now you still are not able to see what's happening, what's behind that wall. So
I've already seen what's behind that wall.
We all seen what's behind that wall.
I haven't.
Well, you can't see it anymore. Yeah, well, Josh won't see it then. That's all.
Yes, that is true. I will never see it. Ferrari flag's back up.
End finger to fill in for no accident at Sonoma, by the way, Josh.
When did that timing screen die? Someone could have informed.
I was just watching Discovery Plus.
That's a worry. Then that keeps happening. Anyway, it's a laptop.
I think it's only like a 20-30 second delay, so it's not to the extreme of Sky Go. So.
Yeah, it's not that bad on Discovery Plus.
No, it's not. It's not too bad, no.
I mean, Sky, as you say, is like a minute behind, which is really frustrating. Discovery is like an extra 8 seconds back from the TV picture. From the timing screen, so it's 8 seconds off TV. It's perfect. We'll have a secondary screen up in the box for that as well. But the 50 Ferrari is going to go down.
Well, the TV one, if you have it on TV, it's 8 seconds behind. If you have it online, it's about 20-30 seconds.
50 Ferrari though, Jess, is going to get its name in the paper. The headline will read, Ferrari on pole at Le Mans.
Forza Ferrari is back, I'm going to say.
How nice in the 100th year celebration that Ferrari are on pole. That's a nice sort of round out. That's good. I like that.
Ferrari on pole is going to be epic.
There's a 33 for the GT class on pole position. Ben Keating at the wheel, very experienced man, but is a bronze driver. I think IDEC are going to be delighted with their pole position as well. So the full running order, the top 8 then in each class, not the full grid, remember, we'll go through that on Saturday. This is your top 8 from each class. It is the 50 Ferrari AF Corsa in Hypercar, followed by the 51 Ferrari AF Corsa, the number 8 Toyota Gazoo Racing, the 75 Porsche Penske Motorsport, the 7 Toyota Gazoo Racing, the 2 Cadillac Racing, and the 5 Penske Motorsport as well, and then the 3 Hypercar, Sebastian Bourdais catching fire, bringing out the red flag, having its fastest lap time deleted by the stewards. LMP2 sees the 48 IDEC Sport, followed by the 28 Jolter, the 41 Team WRT, the 47 Core Racing, the 63 Prima Racing, the 14 Nielsen Racing, and the 9 Prima Racing, and the 10 of the Vector Sport. In LMGTE AM, we see the 33 Corvette Racing on pole position as well. The 25 ORT by TF is second. Then the 54 Ferrari AF Corsa, followed by the 21 AF Corsa. There's the 83 Richard Millet AF Corsa, followed by the 57 Kessel Racing, and the 55 GMB Motorsport. The 74 Kessel Racing is in 24th position. Okay, Jess, I know you've probably got to dash off as well as the field's coming in as we get ready for our celebrations. We'll hand over to the world feed for that as well. What's your...
I don't have to dash yet.
Okay. Okay, just tell us when you need to dash.
My thoughts are, please convert this to a win on Saturday, Sunday, please. I have to say the Ferrari livery looks good.
Yeah.
I really do like that they've incorporated a bit more of the yellow, so... yeah, but I hope there's going to be a nice battle as well for the hypercars, because I think this year is going to be, the best year of hypercars that we've seen in a long time. I don't think we're going to see someone that's high up the field and everyone else lower down. I think it's going to be a bit closer, hopefully, but we'll have to wait and see.
The Fat Stick says, yes, Fezzes. Dissimulate says, I'm happy I don't like Toyota, but I don't think Ferrari's going to win the race. Toyota just has way too much experience. Brad says they're 6 seconds slower than LMP1. How Ferrari's 2 seconds faster? We have no idea. But the track has changed slightly in terms of safety matters as well. Just slightly. But yeah, the cars are quicker. I think it's the instant acceleration that are faster. LMP1s are flying off the road. But hypercars are hypercar. They're hydrogen power cells. All bar, now look at the timing screen, you'll see the ones that says hypercar H. They are hypercar hydrogen powers, but there are cars that run normal fuel, which are just called hypercars. So the H alongside them are hydrogen powered. The ones, unsurprisingly...
All the top 8 are all hydrogen powered.
Yes, because coincidentally, the ones that didn't make it through weren't hydrogen powered. They were normal hypercars. So, for instance, the Van Wall is a normal aspirated engine as well. It's not a hypercar H. And neither is... Just take a look at my screen here. There's a few more that aren't, and it is the 708 and 709 Glickenhaus. So it's the number 4 Floyd Van Wall Racing Team and the 708 and 709 Glickenhaus cars that aren't hydrogen powered. They're just normal hypercars. Okay, well, the session is over. The cars are coming into the pit lane, and the top 3, the pole position in each class is the Ferrari 50, the 48 IDEC, and the 33 Corvette are lining up on the grid to take the photo, and then we'll be presented with the award ceremony for the remainder of this. And I don't know how long they're staying on air, because we've got like a lot of time going into that as well. But I don't know when you want to drop off, Jess. Actually, Joss, what did you make of that session, and if you're still around? Because I don't know if Amy disconnected or not.
And there's no Josh.
So
he's gone.
So Josh disconnected, but Amy's here. Yeah. Amy's microphone.
Yeah.
Hello, Amy. Yeah. So, go on then. Predict me a winner across 24 hours. We won't.
Oh, you said it now. He's going to say Ferrari.
I know. We won't hold you to this until race day. But after qualifying Hyperpole, who do you think could take it?
I don't really want to stay because the opposite is going to happen.
Yeah.
Obi says, I think Ferrari.
And then he says the obvious. No, it's not going to be. I've got a feeling we're going to be in for an upset here over 24 hours. I hope so. It'll make it more interesting to commentate on. If it's not...
I think I'm going to go bold.
Go on.
I like going bold. I think the Ferraris and Toyotas could have a curse and the Porsche could win.
Ooh.
No, I'm not sure which Porsche, but a Porsche could win.
Porsche are the most...
We'll see.
Porsche are the most successful team at the moment. I think they
are.
They got ahead of Audi with I think 17 wins, and Audi had 16. We miss Audi. Right, the podium ceremony is about to take place as well. Dissimulate says Toyota 8 wins would be nice if one of the Ferraris got second. Toyota number 8 wins would be nice if one of the Ferraris got, yeah. The ceremony is about to take place down there on the grid. And I think we're going to have to wait to see how we're going to cross over to this as well. We'll have TweetDeck open in a second alongside our timing pictures. But we're now going to hand over to the world feed to take you through the celebration. So, Jess, are you going to disappear now? Because this could take a long time to do this.
I will stay on the Discord, but I'll probably stay off camera until the ceremony is over, and then if anyone else wants to pop in the box, like Tom or Adam, then they can.
Okay, no worries, Jess. Thanks for your coverage on qualifying. I'll see you during the 24-hour race. And let's go over
Don't know when.
Don't know when, but you'll be there. Let's go to Eurosport then as we begin our post-race ceremonies. It's time for the ceremony on the grid. Where is the NASCAR? They don't need to be in this session. Super Mario David 124. They don't need to be in this session because
they have their own class.
Yeah, so they didn't need to take part in Hyperpole. They'll be here later. Right, here's Martin Haven.
Hasn't got anything. So wrong button. Okay, we've all got sausage fingers at the moment, and An enormous crowd here. I know all of us will have friends and family watching at home, and friends and family in the crowd there somewhere, and an awful lot of fans will be probably listening to Radio Le Mans here and listening to tannoys at the trackside and watching on the WEC app and seeing. I mean, we saw some of the teams in the Road to Le Mans watching the race on the app so they could see it, watching on YouTube so they could see it. So that communication of what's going on has never been better. You know, I started coming here 40 years ago, and at past every hour for 5 minutes, Bob Constanduros got to tell us what had happened in the preceding hour and the beginning of the race and so on. And that's all there was. So you had to be near a tannoy and hope that nothing with a big V8 or a loud V12 or no Mazdas or anything else went by. Otherwise, you'd have to wait another hour to find out what had happened since then. So the ability for people to watch this across the globe has never been greater.
To follow it in detail, and we've got a little bit more, by the way, thanks to Alex Harrison, who runs the @WEC Data Twitter handle here, and thanks to Rachel Cavers from WEC. Antonio Fuoco with 3:22.982, the first Italian pole sitter at Le Mans since Dindo Capello. We saw him on the show earlier in 2006. And by the way, pole in 2006 was, what is that, 8 seconds slower than the pole time here at Le Mans this year. It is Edek's second pole in the WEC alongside Le Mans in 2018. And in GTM, it is the third pole in the WEC at Le Mans in the Corvette Racing's time, and the second in GTM after Labra in 2017.
We saw Pierre Fillon down there, and Tom Christensen, who is the I was going to say matron of art. I don't know what do I mean. Guess about that. Alan McNish is down there as well. You can see Yannick Dalmas, a whole host of other luminaries and former race winners.
Willie Pirro there amongst them.
Yeah, Manuel on the right-hand side.
Kastakajima.
And some very illustrious names. I believe it will be Tom Christensen who presents the trophy. There's Nick Minasian. We heard from him, the team manager of Edek Sport, and a man who's, well, actually, he raced in period against Alan McNish in various different cars.
Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, nous avons vécu une séance Hyperpole pour les 24 heures du Mans du centenaire absolument exceptionnelle, en présence de Pierre Fillon, le président de l'Automobile Club de l'Ouest, de Tom Christensen, the 9-time Le Mans winner. Mesdames et messieurs, toutes et tous, applaudissez ce résultat global. C'est ça Le Mans, c'est ça Le Mans, c'est de l'émotion.
So this is Bruno van der Steek, who since 1992 has been the voice of Le Mans for the crowds here at the Circuit de la Sarthe.
Dans quelques instants, les voitures vont nous rejoindre.
Introducing Pierre Fillon in the centre there, the president of the ACO, Tom Christensen, the winningest driver here at Le Mans.
Voici vos applaudissements et les voitures. The cars are coming.
So applause for our 3 class-winning Hyperpole cars and drivers. Again, in the yellow Corvette, Ben Keating, our pole sitter for GTE-AM. Edek Sports, Paul Chatin in the white and blue LMP2 car. And Antonio Fuoco, the man who claims pole for Ferrari. The first time in the top class at Le Mans for a factory car in 50 years.
It's not a good time to stall it.
Big emotion, I'm sure, for Ben Keating. We've seen already this year, haven't we, what an emotional young man Antonio Fuoco is, in both fabulous circumstances with the first pole position for the car and in rather more traumatic circumstances after the elimination of the race in Spa. But great to see a new star is born with Ferrari, and Antonio Fuoco, and creating quite a reputation for himself.
Voici, mesdames et messieurs, le résultat de l'Hyperpole, avec une Hyperpole pour Ferrari qui s'offre la première ligne de la grille de départ de l'édition du
Ferrari locked out the front row of the grid, of course, after Hyperpole. They went 1-2, 50 ahead of 51.
Voilà, avec Antonio Fuoco, Paul Chatin for the Edek team, and ladies and gentlemen, the love story for Ben Keating at Le Mans with the number 33 Corvette. You can applaud them. Allez-y, applaudissez. ficelle encore très très fort. Énormément de spectacle au Mans. Bravo gentlemen, well done to all of you. Hyperpole.
All it took for Antonio Fuoco was to change of number from 52 to 50, and suddenly, boing, he's hit me out the park at every opportunity.
Suspense incroyable.
Oui, une séance de qualification très excitante, très disputée. On savait que
very exciting, tightly fought Hyperpole session, says Pierre Fillon.
Un petit peu perturbé avec le drapeau rouge, mais bon, ça
a little bit of a disturbance there with the red flag.
Très belle pole position en P2 de notre ami Paul Chatin.
Great job from our friend Paul Chatin in LMP2.
Notre vieil ami Ben Keating, toujours là avec la Corvette. Donc voilà,
Ben
tout est là
Keating
pour
being
très
congratulated by Paul. Patti Pregliasco, the team manager, of course, of Ferrari, congratulating all the drivers and especially, of course, Antonio Fuoco.
Yes, we know that Ferrari is very fast, but it was confirmed, and there is a big battle. Of course, the red flag changed the result. In P2, very impressive pole position from Paul Chatin on the HIDEC, and our old friend Ben Keating with the Chevrolet in GTM, so very exciting qualification.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, Tom Christensen. What do you think of the result of the Hyperpole with Ferrari on the first row of the starting grade?
It's fantastic news for Ferrari. Must give a lot of confidence into the red Italian team. Fuoco did an unbelievable lap, even with a little bit of traffic at Indianapolis. So definitely it has put a statement that Ferrari is back at Le Mans.
Merci beaucoup, mesdames et messieurs. Tom Christensen, 9-time Le Mans winner. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please applause again. Voilà, vous avez effectivement ici les pilotes au milieu. Antonio Fuoco qui a réalisé l'Hyperpole au Mans cette année. Merci d'applaudir encore très très fort avec Patti Pregliasco qui l'a en effet rejoint. Paul Chatin aussi pour une export, peut-être Nicolas Mination aurait pu le rejoindre. Et Ben Keating, en fait, Ben, il a quelque part un petit peu toutes les fonctions de chef d'équipe, en même temps évidemment d'être un super pilote. Et je vais en effet vous demander, mesdames et messieurs, de bien vouloir aller tout de suite remettre en effet les trophées. Et c'est ce que l'on va faire tout de suite avec vous, Tom Christensen, et en même temps Pierre Fillon, pour en effet, mesdames et messieurs, aller ainsi remettre les trophées qui vont revenir aux pilotes. Et je vais vous demander effectivement, Tom et président, d'aller remettre les premiers trophées à Ben Keating et son accompagnant. Nous allons commencer cette remise des trophées. So the trophies awarded to the poleman and team manager with Tom Christensen for the driver and Pierre Fillon for the team manager. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, vous allez pouvoir les applaudir encore très très fort.
Just quickly, yes, there is another practice session in an hour as Ben Keating takes the honours for the GTM pole, and badge winners and subscribers in F122. We're doing on 23.
Keating, the pole winning driver.
Ben Keating, and of course the team manager. Now, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh! We've lost TV pictures up here in the comms box as we're trying to get that sorted to you ever so shortly. There you go.
Paul Chatin, les trophées, vous allez en effet pouvoir les remettre à Nicolas Mination.
The C8R, the first time.
Qui nous ont rejoint. Voilà les trophées. Incredible, amazing performance for Paul Chatin, and the trophy presented by Tom Christensen, a 9-time Le Mans winner, and Nicolas Mination, the sports director for ACO team. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Originally the Automobile Club de l'Ouest de France, or de la France.
Well done. Bravo Paul Chatin, bravo Nicolas Mination, bravo Patrice Lafargue également.
They have nursed this tradition of the Le Mans 24-hour race through its ups and downs, its highs and lows.
Et maintenant, mesdames et messieurs, ce sera très fort. Il y a des drapeaux qui sont là présentés. Vous allez pouvoir les agiter. Mesdames et messieurs, est-ce que vous réalisez que ce soir, ce qui s'est passé est historique? Une Ferrari en Hyperpole au Mans. Ferrari a escorté, ladies and gentlemen, Antonio Fuoco, the Hyperpole
gives you a little bit of goosebumps. I can't imagine that, Davison, what he must be feeling.
Presented by Tom Christensen, Patti Pregliasco.
remarkable effort from Ferrari. Like Pierre said, we expected the speed from them. Fuoco drove a great lap despite that moment in Indianapolis. Like Tom Christensen said, didn't put him off. He didn't lose his nerve.
Car nous aimerions effectivement avoir une très belle photo, s'il vous plaît. Et en même temps, nous allons offrir quelques effets. Please, Tom and Mr. President. Quelque part en arrière, tous tous, si vous le voulez bien. Voilà, placez-vous bien près des voitures. Et en effet, mesdames et messieurs, regardez bien derrière ce qui va se passer. Nous allons mettre en lumière et célébrer ensemble, encore une fois, le résultat de cet Hyperpole des 24 heures du Mans, de l'édition du centenaire. Allez, pour les fans et pour la musique, on peut y aller dans un petit instant.
The whole world how quick you are. The best sales pitch you could ever hope for.
Big smile on the face of Batti Pregliasco, boss of Ferrari of course, team manager of Ferrari of course. Big emotions for Antonio Fuoco.
Well, the fireworks begin in earnest behind the pole sitters for Hypercar LMP2 and GTE AM as well. We'll hear from them shortly, but they are our pole winners of 2023's 91st running of the Le Mans 24 Hours.
Ben Keating there was still kids in short trousers the last time Ferrari had an overall pole position at Le Mans. The last time Ferrari tried to get an overall pole position at Le Mans, they were kids at...
Énormément d'émotions ce soir sur le circuit des 24 heures du Mans, alors que nous approchons chaque seconde qui passe un peu plus du départ de l'édition du centenaire.
And that's part of what this Hypercar, Le Mans Hypercar LMDH combination has done, is it has suddenly thrown open a cost-effective way of taking on the world's greatest motor races here, Daytona 24, Sebring 12 Hours, Petit Le Mans, the World Endurance Championship, the IMSA WeatherTech Series. It's given manufacturers the chance to do it without spending a gazillion dollars. And that's the big success of this format. It's not just Ferrari are here, but boy, that's helping. But that so many others are here and coming.
Absolument fantastique. J'ai l'impression, mesdames et messieurs, que Antonio Fuoco va revenir encore près de vous. Voilà, parce que c'est bien, c'est une belle histoire. Il y a des drapeaux également dans les gradins, il y a des drapeaux dans les tribunes, et ça, c'est absolument génial. Et on va, mesdames et messieurs, vous remercier. On aura Antonio Fuoco un peu plus tard à notre micro, soyez-en convaincus. Quoi qu'il en soit, un très grand bravo à lui. On va devoir, c'est vrai, par rapport à la suite du programme, procéder à l'évacuation de la piste. Et merci encore, merci beaucoup, mesdames et messieurs. Ne changez absolument rien. C'est une sorte de répétition avant toutes les cérémonies qui nous attendent pour samedi. Bravo, le public des 24 heures du Mans. Bravo, messieurs, dames. Merci à vous. Belle soirée, toutes les voitures de retour, 22h, 23h pour la dernière des séances d'essais libres et naturellement. Il y aura la course retour Le Mans, notamment demain sur le coup de 11h, le lever de voile sur les speed en hypercar. Vous aurez également l'occasion de retrouver la grande part des pilotes. Et n'oubliez pas également, on le rappelle, ça va se passer ici demain soir, 19h, 21h, le show du centenaire avec le retour d'une trentaine de voitures de la grande histoire des 24 heures du Mans. Il y aura de très grands noms parmi les pilotes qui ont marqué aussi l'histoire des 24 heures du Mans qui seront là demain 19h, 21h. Et notez-le bien également, chers amis, si le spectacle sera là sur la piste magique du circuit des 24 heures du Mans, il sera également aérien. Bonne suite de soirée, on vous dit à tout à l'heure, merci encore.
Racing cars are developed, you know, this is where we are. This is the absolute zenith of racing endurance technology at the moment.
They should have.
I sense Eurosport are about to cut away, because that's usually what happens when we lose the microphones from the world feed and then the audio. And yes, they are. They're cutting away. So we'll get ready to transfer away to the secondary area, which is going to be what you're hearing in the background, the noise as well for the top three there, as we'll prepare for the 2023 interviews from the top three. Well, we've got around about 50 minutes or so until the start of the second night session. Let's go over to the team now, actually, back on Eurosport. So let's hand back over to them. Okay, well, that's slightly alarming that they've stayed live, but we've lost TV pictures. I don't know what they're doing at the moment, so I don't know if that's all's over or there's more to come, but that seems to be what's happening at the moment up here in the commentary box. Eurosport 2 have gone off air. I know that because I can see them. So we're just waiting to see what Eurosport are going to do on their app, which is showing the whole thing. Maybe that's it, actually. If so, I'll get the thoughts of the team before we disappear as well to go and have a little bit of about a half-hour break, I think, coming into it. I think Louise Beckett's interviews are only with behind-the-scenes team on the YouTube page, which is bad because I'd like to hear from our top three that have just taken the polls in their classes for the Le Mans 24 Hour, and that seems to be the case. Okay, well, that is disappointing, but sometimes that's how it goes. Just waiting to hear from them.
Tonight and tomorrow morning.
Oh, here they are.
That will never have had this across their newsfeed, and it is going to point people in the direction of what we think is a very special part of racing.
I mean,
and
already
this is going to make a difference.
You're already asking the question, yeah, but can they do it on race day? Can they do that for 24 hours?
Okay, well, everything's going wrong. So let's get the quick thoughts then of whoever's in the comment box. Is it Jess and Omi? You two in the box?
It is just me.
Oh, okay, Josh. Well, actually, we've got Jess and Josh's thoughts. So what's your thoughts on this session then, Josh? You left the box before we could find out. What did you make of Hyperpole?
Very good. I missed, I caught everything. I had to go to the shop to get stuff for the 24 hours.
As we all do.
Yeah. I'm ready for Saturday, so ready for the stint. But yeah, good Hyperpole. No track accident tomorrow, of course, for we've got the road to Le Mans, but not the actual World Endurance Championship. But we do have the small matter of the final night practice and the final long practice.
Yep, that's coming up soon as well. The final practice session is shortly. Well, thanks to everybody for watching. We're going to go take a little break now, and we will be back in action for all of the sessions. In fact, let's quickly hear from our pole sitter, because Louise has managed to catch up with him.
It felt amazing. It felt amazing in front of all these people. Ferrari's back after 15 years. We scored a pole position. It was a really good lap, a really tough qualifying. On the first lap time I was a bit behind the sister car, and then I put everything together, so I'm really happy. I want to thank all the guys because we did an amazing job until now. I'm so proud of all of them, so it's something special, to be honest.
Ferrari on pole here in Le Mans for the centenary anniversary is just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I still didn't realize, to be honest, but I'm really, really happy. So I want to enjoy the moment, and then from tomorrow head down and we will think about the race.
Cannot wait to see you in the race.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, that's everyone for then as well. We've heard from our top pole sitter in this event. Well, my thanks to Jess, my thanks to Omi, and thanks to Josh T as well. We'll be back in around about 45 minutes for all the action from the final part where Tom and Adam will join me in the commentary box. And thanks to all of you for watching. So, Ferrari take their first pole position overall since 1965. What on earth is going to happen? We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.